What's up, boys? This is Contango coming at you from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And today we are doing the Japanese turn, Japan 1, of the YouTube Wars game I'm playing against Piloto and Corporal Clegg. Here's some kind of summary information about that. We're still on turn 1, Japan's turn. You can see the number of cities hasn't changed. The money's changed a bit, but otherwise we're pretty early in the game. So I think what I'm going to do right now is just a quick little flyby of the board, a little recap. So you can see up here Germany went after France on the first turn, did pretty well, lost no planes. Everything went reasonably well with the exception of going after the destroyer and transport over in C-Zone 35. Sent 2 subs against that and they both died. So that didn't go very well, but otherwise Germany is doing okay. You can see up here what Piloto did with the Russians. Bought 7 tanks and is kind of moving up into the northwest here. So far it's only been Germany and Russia to go. So we are on to Japan. And before we get started with that, I did forget to do convoy raids for C-Zone 23 for Germany. So we're going to quick do that before we even get started with Japan to see if Germany loses any money there. So France has 1 cruiser, so it's 1 die, and they rolled a 6. So thankfully Germany doesn't lose any money, so that's good for me. All right, so on with Japan. So first things first, Japan is declaring war on both the UK and France. So they're not declaring war on China though, and that's going to have implications for China. So just the UK and France, and purchases are way up here. So you can see there $28 went into buying 4 transports with $2 left over. So that's the buy. So let's get into our combat moves. So starting from C-Zone 107, we're going to take 1 destroyer, 1 fighter, and 1 tactical bomber into 104. Try to take out this UK destroyer. Let's see, where's the best place to put this? Okay, so into IN, Independent Neutral 13, we have 3 infantry from J4, 1 tank from J3, 2 infantry and 1 artillery from J2, 1 mechanized infantry from J9 through J2. Then we have 2 tactical bombers from J9 and 1 fighter. And so all of these went 1, 2, so they'll have 2 spaces remaining. Let me just mark that. So they have 2 movement remaining. Okay, so next into UK 16, we are bringing 3 infantry from J4 and 1 artillery from J4, along with the bomber from J9. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and have 2 movement left. If that's the shortest. Yeah, I think it's 4 either way. Okay, so 2 movement left. Then we are bringing the bomber from down here in J6. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have 1 movement remaining. Yeah, just counting that out again. Okay, so both bombers. And then we're going to take this fighter from C-Zone 91 that was on the carrier. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. And it will also have one movement remaining. And then this fighter from, it's G40, if I back up a little bit here. It's also going to go up here. Now that one will have 1, 2, 3. It'll have 2 spaces, 2 movement remaining. Okay, so then down here, we're going to take this sub against the destroyer, along with this fighter. The sub was from C-Zone 93, along with the tactical bomber and the fighter from C-Zone 108. They're going to go 1, 2, 3 against this French destroyer, so they'll have 1 movement remaining. Then we are going to take this transport and load it up with an infantry and an artillery from J13. And they are going to move 1, 2, 3 into C-Zone 94 and drop in F22. So then we're also going to bring this transport from C-Zone 91. So it's going to pick up 1 infantry from J14 and the tank from J9. And that is also going to F22. Can move this for now. So 2 transports sitting in C-Zone 94. Then we're going to have this fighter from J14 go 1, 2, 3, 4 and join in on that fight. We'll have 1 movement remaining. Did I call that a fighter or a tactical bomber? It's a tactical bomber. Okay, and then lastly, we've got the cruiser and battleship from 91 coming to C-Zone 94 to bombard. And so let me just look over that. I think everything's good. I'm just going to pause it for a minute and kind of review what I did. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, so I think we're good. So we can go ahead with rolling out these combat moves. Just before we start that, I want you guys to know that I'm missing the hockey game to do this, so that's how dedicated I am to this game. So let's see. Let's start with, I guess we have to start with the Amphibious Assault, don't we? Okay, so we're going to start with this Amphibious Assault in F22. So I'm not going to take it off the board there. All right, so we have 1 unsupported infantry. Move this a little closer. We have an infantry and an artillery, a tank, a tactical bomber, a cruiser bombardment, and a battleship bombardment. All right, so we got 2 hits, only needed 1. That's just 1 French infantry there. So let's roll for him. And he misses. So no losses there. So this French infantry is gone. All right, next let's roll this French destroyer. So sub, fighter, and tactical bomber against the French destroyer. So a sub, tactical bomber, fighter, and a tactical bomber. So 3 hits, more than enough, and then rolling back for this, the French destroyer. And he misses. So that's gone. Next, let's do this battle in C-Zone 104 against the UK destroyer. So we've got Japanese destroyer, fighter, and a tactical bomber. So 2 hits, so it's gone. And the UK destroyer missed. So far so good. We haven't lost anything. All right. So in UK 16, we'll have 2 unsupported infantry, an infantry and artillery pair, 2 fighters and 2 bombers. So that is 2 unsupported infantry, infantry and artillery pair, 2 fighters, 2 bombers. So that's 4 hits, so that's everything that the British have. And they have an infantry, an artillery, a mechanized infantry, so 3 at 2, and then 1 tank. And they get 2 hits. Okay, so the British units are gone, and then we're going to take 2 Japanese infantry. All right, so the last battle here, there are 3 defenders here. Where is this? 3 defenders. All right, so we'll have 5 at 1, 2 at 2, 2 at 3, and 2 at 4. All right, so 1, 2, you see this? Yes. 3, 4, 5 at 1, 2 at 2, 2 at 3, right? Yes. And 2 at 4. Let me just make sure I did that right. Okay. So that's 4 hits, so that clears out the 3 defenders. So we need 3 green dice. So 2 hits from the defenders. All right, so we'll take 2 infantry. Okay, so that is it for combat moves. Let's see what the best. Let's go here for now. All right, so let's start our non-combat moves. So the first thing is this carrier in C-Zone 91 is going to go join the battleship and the cruiser in C-Zone 94. That's going to allow this tactical bomber to land from F-22. Okay, so joining them in 94 is going to be this destroyer from 109. Going to join that. This carrier from 108, along with the cruiser. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 to 111. And then these 2, this fighter and tactical bomber, are going to join them. All right, what else here? So this fighter from J9 is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and also land on this carrier in C-Zone 94. From J9, everything is moving to J2. That's 3 infantry and an AA gun. From J1, everything is moving to J2, so that's 3 more infantry and 1 artillery. This infantry in J8 is going to J1. Guess we should land our planes over here. So this bomber is going to go, actually both bombers will go in J4. Actually, one bomber is going to go here. Yep, okay. So then one fighter, actually, I think both fighters will go into J4. From IN13, we're going to have a fighter and a tactical bomber. And I'm going to split up this tactical bomber. It's going to go into J4. You know what, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both tactical bombers there and both bombers there. Might revise that, but that's what I'm going to do for now. So all the planes but one is going into J3. Okay, on the main islands here, these 3 infantry are going to J15 along with the artillery. 1 AA gun is going to go with them. This AA gun from J13 is going to move into J14, so now there's 2 AA guns in J14 along with this infantry. Now over here, can you see this? Here we go. Okay, so this battleship is going to go from 107, 1, 2, 3 to 92. Up there, 92. This transport is going to pick up the 2 infantry from J11, the island, onto this transport. Also going to come over here into 92 and drop both infantry into J2. This destroyer in 108 is going to go into J11. This fighter in, sorry, not J11, in C zone 107. This fighter in J11 is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into J15. The fighter and the tactical bomber, which I guess I didn't mark their how far they went, but they came from here, so they're just going to return onto that carrier in 107 from 104. All right, these planes that are in J6 are all going to go to J14, all 4 of them. So this fighter in J5 is going to go on to J11. I'm going to have 1 infantry and 1 artillery from J6 move to J7. And then the remaining infantry is going to go to J5. The mechanized infantry and the tank will just stay in J6. And if I'm not mistaken, that's everything. So I am going to hope that was all on screen. Get rid of these dice. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just pause it and make sure that I got all that correctly. Okay, so I changed my mind about one small detail here. I'm going to put this fighter from J3 into J4 as well with the rest of his friends. And one thing I knew I was going to miss, so I marked it with the green arrow, and I definitely did miss it, is this destroyer in C-Zone 65 wants to move 1, 2 down to C-Zone 90. All right. All right, so let's, I guess, do the income. I'll pause it while I do that. Okay, so I have adjusted Japan up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is worth 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they are now at 35. They started the game at 30. France went down 2. They're now at 25. UK went down 1. They're now at 42, along with Russia. So let's place our units. So we have 4 more transports coming into C-Zone 92. And then collecting income. So the Japanese saved $2. I might not have mentioned this before, but they spent 28. The 2 on the left there they saved. Then they're picking up 35. So that's 37. And they do have 1 national objective, which is this one. Japan is not at war with China. So where were we? 35, 37, 42. So Japan is collecting 42. So let me grab that. Okay, so I might have said that wrong, but they're collecting 35 plus a $5 national objective, plus they had 2 remaining from the beginning of the round. So I think that is it. Do one more flyover of the board for anyone who is interested. I'll clean up these units a little bit later. So coming up after Japan is the US, who are not at war and won't be able to declare war, followed by China, who also are still neutral, and then the UK, who are able to do whatever they want. So yeah, I think Corporal Clegg is handling all 3 of those, US, China, and the UK. So good luck to Corporal Clegg, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, sorry, I'm back. I forgot to do my recap of units, so let's do that quickly now. So in C-Zone 104, we have 1 destroyer. In C-Zone 107, we have 1 destroyer, 1 carrier, 1 fighter, and 1 tactical bomber. In C-Zone 90, we have a destroyer. In C-Zone 92, we have 5 transports and 1 battleship. In C-Zone 111, we have a cruiser, aircraft carrier, fighter, and tactical bomber. In C-Zone 125, we have a sub. And in C-Zone 94, we have 2 transports, a destroyer, a battleship, a cruiser, an aircraft carrier, a fighter, and a tactical bomber. In F-22, we have 2 infantry, an artillery, and a tank. In J-10, we have an AA gun and an infantry. In UK-16, we have an infantry and an artillery. In J-4, we have 3 fighters, 2 bombers, and 2 tactical bombers. In Independent Neutral 13, we have 3 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank, and 1 mechanized infantry. In J2, we have 8 infantry, 1 artillery, and 1 AA gun. In J1, there's 1 infantry. In J14, we have 2 AA guns, 1 infantry, 2 tactical bombers, 2 fighters. In J15, we have 4 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 mechanized infantry, 1 AA gun, and 1 fighter. On J12, 1 infantry. On J11, 1 AA gun. in J5 right here, 5 infantry, 1 artillery. In J6, 2 mechanized infantry and 1 tank. In J7, 4 infantry and 2 artillery. I think that's it. Oh, and we have 1 sub up here in C-Zone 65 that didn't move. He's going to stay there. So, okay, so I think that's it for real this time. And good luck to Corporal Clegg.